Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Never Open Podcast, the podcast open to everyone, except Josh Barnett and T-Tan. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the Never Open Podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Andy. So, hello, Mr. Andy.
Hello, Mr. Andy. Hello, Luke. And hello to the listeners. We did it. 3 podcasts in 3 days. 3 shows in 3 days. We did it, Luke. Well, almost. We're almost there.
Yeah, we almost didn't do it too, because I remember we finished the show and the vibe was like, you want to have a couple days break? It's all good. But it was decided, no, let's get it done. And there you go. There's our review for New Year's Dash right there, everyone. But yes, I'll do this for the 3rd time in a row. There are ways that people can contact and interact with us if they wish to. I mean, we're still over on the Tweety, so you can do all those old things, but we're on the Blue Sky. Hey, I am at Grumpy2EB. Luke Sims Jenkins, you'll find me, whatever. Mr. Andy is at Drucifer Tweets. Yeah, pretty easy. I don't think anyone else has that, except no, he's the only one. Cool.
The only one that tweets and his name Drucifer. You know, there is a guy in my area who calls himself Drucifer and does wrestling podcasts. And I met him one time and I knew who he was. And I was like, excuse me, who do you think you are?
Oh, you ride in the back with me.
Oh man, unbelievable.
Fuck. All right, so I'm guessing this is an obvious moment of someone stealing your shit.
Yes.
You had the name first, right?
I was very kind about it. I never said a shit.
I'm just waiting for the time I put on a fucking wrestling podcast and I hear hello everyone, and I fucking double check it and I'm like, no, that's not ours. Like, what the fuck, no? But yes, we have. Where was I? Oh yeah, you can send us a written or voice email, neveropenpod@gmail.com if you want to buy some merch that'll make you look never as fuck. Did I do that right? No. If you've got any of that Sasha Banks money, kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where we have merch that'll make you look never as fuck. It's because I don't do the tweety part of it anymore that it's kind of thrown my fucking rhythm for these intros. But you can see me absolutely bumble through this on YouTube. Look us up, Never Open Podcast. Yes, do that. Add us, like us, share us, subscribe us, all that stuff. Do it on all of the things too, if you want to. I mean, no one's sending us emails, so you might as well send us like reviews and likes and just, yeah, why not? I don't ask for that much, so I thought I'll do it now on the 3rd show that's probably going to get the least amount of hits in the previous 2, but that's okay. It's all right. I don't ever on podcast.
I'm going to start my own Blue Sky, and it's going to be called Grumpy 2 Prisoner. That's what it's going to be. And it's just going to be my hot takes about Prisoner that'll make you mad. So that's what it'll be. Luke, this show takes place in the Takataichi Mania building. And it's the same building they had it in last year, I think. And you're going to hear a lot of us going, hey, wait a second. And if you fast forward to last year, this exact same episode, us going, hey, wait a second. So it takes years for shit to sink into us. But this is where New Year's Dash is now. I was surprised to see it. But it's Takataichi building. It's where Takataichi Mania, one of the many, was at. And man, that show was awesome. And this one was fun too.
Yes, it was. A lot of the fun I derived from being a grumpy, snarky asshole to you in the comments, like having a chitty chat. But yeah, this stuff I liked. Absolutely, 100%. It's just, I kind of jokingly said, because we've had our 2 big shows, I'm like, hey, we're back to normal tonight. And you're like, hey, there's going to be surprises and things. Remember, it's New Year's Dash. And maybe a part of my mind remembered last year or something, because you brought this up before we recorded, that last year was a bit like this, and it's only taken us till like the next year for us to realize it. Right. See, it takes a while to sink in. Like, it's only taken like however many years for me to realize, right, Wrestling Dontaku, that's the one where Bullet Club does lots of shit. Right, it's that one. Right, remember that. Yeah. It's Career Genesis. That's the flower ones, right? Yes. So, right, but I would prefer to think of this show as having that aura that the Raw after WrestleMania used to. I don't know if it still does because I don't watch any WWE programming anymore. But like it's got that vibe of like, oh, anything can happen. Like, let's go.
Used to have that, yeah. It used to have that vibe, so
but
I mean,
last year
we got Daniel
it did
Bryan last
not.
year, right? Yeah.
Yes, and
Or was
this year it did not, even more than last year. I would say. Yeah. So this is definitely all right. You've had your 2 major shows. This is our let's get back to normal.
Well, Luke, we don't usually, I agree with you there too, by the way, but we don't usually talk about backstage shit, but I brought it up yesterday. So just to put a tail on this, I do have to, report to folks that Chris Charlton was not on this show. And, on the last episode, I kind of went off about some of his commentary, but I wasn't talking about him talking shit about Tony Khan. I don't care what he says about Tony Khan. That does not bother me. I don't care. The thing I don't like is him going into business for himself, trying to make up his own stories. And apparently somebody else doesn't like that too. Or they just were offended by his comments because he wasn't on the show. And apparently he's on hiatus. So.
Really?
Yes.
Some people backstage have bees in their bonnets about those 2 shows. Hey, people backstage. Chill. It was good.
I mean,
you pulled it off. I mean, Wrestle Kingdom was great. Wrestle Dynasty was good. It's fine. Like, it's like, all right.
Attendance was down, Luke. People were upset, so not us, but people.
Attendance was down. So let me get this right. Attendance was down. I know what we need less of in New Japan. The English commentator. Like, I don't think people, like, nothing Chris has said or anyone on commentary, for that matter, has ever said anything that will ever make me think, you know what? If I have a chance to go to New Japan, yeah, never mind. I'm not going now. I just can't stand that act. No, you go. Like, it's just no. Oh, by the way, is Ref Trumpy in the doghouse? Because
I don't know.
I noticed this after we talked last night. Yesterday. That I'm like, I didn't make note of Chumpy or he wasn't there. And then you didn't mention him. I'm like, he wasn't fucking there.
He wasn't there on the show yesterday.
And he was not here on New Year's Dash either. So is he in the doghouse for saying, Doki's arm's broken, we have to stop now? Because, like, that was the right call, and I would not put him in the doghouse.
Or, somebody should draw a painting, and it's it's not 3 crosses, it's 2. And who's hanging on the crosses but Chris Charlton and referee Marty Asami, just in at their feet, the people wailing are the New Japan fans and the AEW fans that didn't buy the pay-per-view.
Whole bunch of people there are like, we're here to take down Marty. Who's Marty? I'm Marty. I'm Marty. I'm Marty, and so's my wife. Always look on the bright side of life. Oh, by the way, there's got to be another couple crosses there for fucking Kushida and Kenta.
Well, Kushida's climbing down. So,
hey!
and Kenta is just, he's already dead. So he left, like his body's decomposed and gone. Yeah. But Luke, all right. So we had Walker, Texas Stewart on the call. I went with Japanese because I just thought that would be best. And it was the best for me. I got to hear Tenzan in my ear for hours, and I was happy about that.
I wouldn't complain about that either, and I got no complaints about commentary. We got Walker for the whole night, and I like him even when I've been like kind of tune out mode. Like, it's just, he's velvet voice, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a nice voice.
That's right, and he'll be joined later by TJP, who I don't mind on commentary. Actually, he's very insightful. So it's
him and Jeff works in that.
I mean, like,
is mad at him, and he is mad at the Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Cobb and ELP will probably make me laugh more, but that's fine. It's it's New Year's Dash. We're in Oda City. We start off with, well, it might be in the pre-show, but hey, if anything smacked to me of we're back to normal now, folks, it was this match. It's Sho Mikado, it's Morishima, it's Daiki Nagai, and they're wrestling against Hiroshi Tenzan, Yuji Nagata, and Satoshi Kojima, yeah,
bread.
So we're easing us back into normal. It's dads versus lions. It's pretty good, but the dads are in nostalgia mood of we're just going to beat these young lions up and win, and they do. Nagata taps out Daiki, the guy with the Nagata lock.
Good.
And
Murashima.
moving on.
Got to protect Murashima, you know.
Oh yeah.
So,
shit, yeah.
Well, okay, so that was like a pre-show match to start like 4 a.m. my time. So at 4:30, the actual show starts, and they have a package already put together. Here's what happened at Wrestle Kingdom. Here's what happened at Wrestle Dynasty. Did you know that Tanahashi cried? And it's like,
yeah, I can't stop thinking about it.
So, but we have an opening special singles match, which, listen, this might be cool for some people. Some people may love this. I don't give a fuck. And it's Bolton Oleg versus Josh Barnett. They're bros. He's going to teach him to be the champion, but he's already a champion. And so he's obviously not watching the product. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't even know his buddy has a belt. But they roll around for 10 minutes. I don't give a fuck. But it's like, okay, so back when I used to go to the indies all the time, like some new wrestlers would come in and some old guy would always come with them and he'd wrestle. And we're like, what the fuck's this guy doing in here? He doesn't belong in here. It's like, well, that's the trainer. That's the booker. You got to book the booker if you're going to book these guys. And so like, or they had already got, like, some of the guys from the promotion had already gotten bookings down at their promotion. So now they're returning the favor. And so you always got to book the booker. And that's what's going on right here, is that Bloodsport thing is successful. And New Japan wants to keep a good relationship with that. So Josh Barnett, it gets to be a trainer and gets to do a roll around on the mat with bars.
Look, I'm not saying he hasn't got anything useful to teach. I think he would, especially when it comes like with his like skill set.
He's a shooter. Yeah, he's a shooter.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a place for that in the curriculum. I'm pumped for News Dash, by the way. Like, I know it's back to normal time with that pre-show match, but like, I'm like, all right, News Dash time. Yeah. Oleg's music hits. I'm like, fuck.
Bars.
Barnett comes out, and I'm like, really? All right, fine. And it's just some kind of grapple match. You might as well have had a helicopter and long grass. That's what this match was, right?
No blood, though.
No,
some blood.
There's no blood.
More time. More time.
And I just see a dude who's green as fuck, but everyone who is somehow some form of trainer and really good at what they do, like Barnett, a shooter, Nagata's high on him, like Nagata's a legend, like all these people backstage and stuff, they all seem to be super high on this guy. And can he pull out some good stuff? Yeah, sure he can. Yeah. But he looks lost a lot. He'll do a move, or the other guy will be laying down the mat, and you'll see him every time stop to fucking think about it. And I'm sick of thinking about it. Let's go.
He is your stank belt champion, Luke. I have a question for you. After this next match got started, I thought to myself, where the fuck is Newman? Where's Newman? He missed Wrestle Kingdom. I forgot about Newman. How did I forget about Newman?
We were talking about this last night. It's funny, like Brian Austin Johnson Green Man will fucking slide off our eyes. Oh, definitely mine. And meanwhile, we see the invisible shaped hole of Callum Newman, and we're like, where the fuck is Callum? It's not even a blur bouncing back and forth where his shape would be, because he's moving so fast. Like, did you look it up and see if he was injured, or are we professionals?
I didn't, but he's got to be injured.
Yeah. Because
is he in the doghouse with everybody else?
It's a fucking big doghouse. Is it a doghouse, or is it like Yano's dog cage?
It's a dog suite. Or a dog villa, I don't.
Complete with bidets. All right, let's get into the next match. We have Master Wato, El Phantasmo, and Honma, and they're going to tag with two nerds named Jado and Shooter Umino, and they're going to wrestle against the Great Okan on the Cobb, Francesco Akira, TJP, and not Callum Newman, Brian Austin. What the fuck's his name? All right, Jado gets face washed and sat on, which is pretty good because he was getting a bit cocky at the start. So, it's nice to see him get beat up. And then I'm watching him get beat up, and I'm thinking to myself, this would work a lot more if you were heel, man. Like, you're a heel junior. You're that heel junior archetype, like Togo, like Gato, like Taka. I know Taka's kind of a face, but he's a cheeky prick, so he gets away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, Jado face is just, it's Yeah, all right. The best part of this match, and it's absolutely magical, and it's where we're going with this story, is El Phantasmo and Jeff Cobb. It's you're going to see this like flashy finesse kind of stuff of El Phantasmo flying about the place and Cobb catching him and throwing him around, or El Phantasmo trying to move around and get out of it. It's great. I love it. Like it's like one of those really cool feuds for Jeff Cobb. Like I like it when he feuds with Zack Sabre Jr. or El Phantasmo. It's got like it's a different vibe, but that's still same level of creative magic. I like it. Great Khan fucks up Honma for the win though, which is poor Honma, but that's okay. And then Great Khan's beating up Shooter for some reason, and he gets the crowd to actually boo Great Khan. Oh, God, well done, mate. By ripping up the shitty paper titles that Shooter has.
That's funny.
And then you know what happens? I don't think I've ever seen this before. The Empire stomp a mud hole in Shooter Umino. They're fucking laying a beat down on him. He's just laying down there stomping on him. It's like, it's not as if they do finishes and stuff on him, but that's something. And then Jeff Cobb gets on English commentary. It's like, new year, new us, baby. We want gold and we want to be fucking noticed or something like that. So, yeah, I'm in. Let's say a bit more attitude and a bit more attitude, and a bit more stuff from the Empire this year. Also, they need another member, and they need to figure out who the leader is. And don't tell me it's TJP because I don't believe it.
Yeah, at the beginning of the match, Jeff Cobb's like, I want to start, and TJP's like, but I want to start, and they're like, but and it's just trash. So I don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. But I don't care. United Empire, heels, faces, whatever they are, they're going to be awesome. I'm happy to see them.
Yep.
And I'm glad to see him beating up Shooter and ripping up his paper shit.
By the way, no one, not even Jado, ran back out to help Shooter Umino. So there is that.
They're already hitting.
They don't want to get that rub from Shooter. Like they got a tag with him, but they don't want to get like that like.
Well, they don't want Great O'Khan beating their asses too. You know what I mean?
True,
like,
right?
You don't want none of that. So
yeah, that's right.
The next match, Luke, is hot without Evil versus Yano, Tanahashi, Tiger Mask, and Togi Makabe. Oh, Luke, do you remember the stink belts? They exist now. Like, Bars doesn't know about them, and neither does Barnett, but fucking Yano and Tanahashi bring out the belts, and they got them. And guess what? We're going to do House of Torture versus Nerds for the steak belts again. I can't believe they're doing this again. It's so stupid.
It's very rare. It's not like a super common thing, but every once in a while, New Japan will have a feud that'll feel like a WWE feud that's gone on for too long. You know, like it's 4 pay-per-views in a row, and it's still like Roman Reigns versus John Cena. And I'm just like, fuck off! Move on!
We just had the blow-off. The huge blow-off at Wrestle Kingdom. Like, let's wrestle again. Like, fuck off. So the blow-off it has not happened yet. So I guess we're going to have this happen all year. But this match had some funny shit. Like, for some reason, everybody just starts yanking hair in this match, and like, people are just in line waiting to feed in to get their hair pulled, and that shit was funny. But Tiger Mask makes Show tap out, but Kanemaru distracts the ref. Belt shot with the stank belts. Show pins Tiger Mask, and Show seems to challenge for the stank belts. And we all wonder, again? Really?
Yeah. This will be House of Torture's 3rd time going up against the fucking Nerds.
I think it's more than that.
Why does every single combination of them have Yujiro in it? That's your fucking missing. That's the reason you're losing. Evil. Like the story is, Evil said like because he lost, he's had some kind of tantrum. He's quit. He's not coming back. All this kind of stuff. So he's probably just taking a couple weeks off.
Yeah, we thought he was just going to run in the middle of this.
Yeah, right. So, so I don't know. Why not? He works
I think
pretty hard. Give him a couple.
Evil's also the kind of guy that if he was injured, we wouldn't know it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't tell us. He'd just fucking show up out of nowhere all of a sudden. So,
dude, because he's the kind of guy. I know New Japan doesn't do it that much, but you could have him kind of be a character. I don't know.
He is one.
You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to do some presidential shit and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, let's go to the next match, which is it's Taka Taichi. Yay! Taka Michinoku and Taichi versus the team of Sonata and Clark Connors. And the garbage truck is going by. I do apologize for that. TJP is on the commentary. This is where he starts. And Taka is like, man, I'm so mad. It's Kanemaru Gambit time. So he attacks. Taka comes with him. They attack the other guys. But hey, this is Bullet Club's stick. So Sonata takes Taichi bowling.
That looked like pain. That looked painful too. It's like it didn't go well. It's like,
no.
Man, why are we doing that?
We both say something around about the same time to each other, and it pretty much amounts to Sonata looks fucking cool.
He looks like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Look, some human beings are just so, I don't know, easy on the eye that they could just put on any old shit, and you're probably like, you know what? I think that dude pulls it off.
He looks like he's dressed like an American redneck. That bought his sunglasses at the fucking Speedway.
He either looks like that, or he looks like a fucking Miami Vice villain or something, like an 80s action henchman villain, something. Like he's got the sunglasses. He's the guy Arnold might have to go through to get to the penultimate boss before the main boss or something.
He looks like Punk #1. He's the first guy that attacks that gets killed like immediately. You know what I mean? That's what he looks like. Punk #1,
it's fucking awesome. That's if you can hang shit on it at the same time you're praising it, that's when it's really good, because like endearment and stuff. Taka does like this. Taka gets pounced too. I will refuse to call it the G money flip. What the fuck? It's a pounce. Period. Sonata does a rear head scissors on Taka, but he's doing it in such a way that hides his wrist tape, and he's choking Taka.
That's funny. Kenta Sato couldn't find it. He couldn't see it.
No, and you can tell the spot's gone on a little long, and he's like, all right, maybe I've got to look a bit harder now. So,
he knew there was something wrong,
Yeah. But he knows his shit. What am I talking about? That's exactly right. Wow.
These refs, they can.
Chumpy's not on for 2 days, and suddenly you're like, you leave Kenta Sato alone.
Well, no, I'm just saying these guys can only call it like they see it, and if he doesn't see it, he was like pointing his eyes. I don't see anything.
That's right.
But but Taka's getting choked. Going, there's something in here.
Yeah,
that was great.
I love how that. Ever since you mentioned it to me, I can't unsee it. That just watch refs take a bump. They always take a bump with their hands over their face so they can land face down. So they can't see anything, and they stay like this so they can't hit.
Sometimes they literally rub their eyes like this, like a cartoon character. And it's like,
they stand up and they're seeing some shit, and they're like, oh,
did you just wake up? Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh, I love it. It's people in the nosebleeds might be too stubborn to watch the Titantron. Yeah. They just want to watch the little figures in the ring. God damn it!
Back in the room,
man, this match is fucking awesome, and this is one of my favorite things of the night, because I'm getting a feud that as soon as the turn happened, I'm like, all right, they're always probably going to be bros backstage, but like, I want to see these bros beat the shit out of each other. We've probably seen this match before, but now we've got over the years, right? But now we've got the added, the friendship thing, all that. Oh, by the way, and the theme says just for guys, so there is that too. I love. It's just 2 guys at the moment. Taka's got a shirt on it that says, what is it? You already die.
Yeah. So what?
So what? You already die. Love it. Kind of want it, and it's got his cute little fringy fringe on the t-shirt in the middle. But yeah. Anyway. Right, so that was that match, because Skull End on Taka Michinoku, and there's awesome preview stuff with Sonata and Taichi. Hook it up to my veins, gimme.
Taichi threw a chair at him at Bullet Club as they were leaving, a fucking maniac. But there was something really funny that happened in this match where like they were fighting over by the timekeeper's table, and I noticed there's a beer on the timekeeper's table. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Is it Abe's beer? And later on, Sonata had placed that there when he came in, because later on he grabbed it, went into the ring, and Taka's dead. It's after the match, and he starts pouring it on Taka, who gets the giggles because he didn't know he was going to do that, and he's just like, "Oh, it's cold." It's so funny. So, that was hilarious, man.
That's fucking awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Next week we have Kushida and Desperado. Oh, versus
Wato?
that should be Doki and Desperado or Wato. Yeah, versus Kenta and Ishimori. It's a weird match, but there's like story stuff behind this. So like we said, Kushida's stepping down off the cross. He's taking the nails out of his. He still has the stigmata, but here he is. So
and someone backstage is taking off the little sliding ledger at the top that says Kushida at the top, and they're going to slide in the name Kenta and replace it.
Well, so. Desperado and Ishimori give us some preview stuff because they're going to wrestle. I had thought maybe that, Fujita would be involved in that, but I forgot he was a tag title holder.
Yeah.
He's got other shit going on. So they're always a great matchup. It's just kind of like at this point that I'm realizing, oh, this is the same old shit. Oh, okay. Which is no problem, but it just is what it is.
Do we want Ishimori versus Desperado? Yeah, that's a marquee match. It's always good. But you're right.
Yeah, same old shit. So, but at the end of the match, Kushida makes Kenta tap out to the hoverboard lock, and I'm like, great. He grabs the mic, and this is funny because he acts like he's going to make a big announcement, right? And Ishimori just takes the mic from him, and it's like, fuck your announcement, and then that story stuff's over.
Yeah.
So
you might have been confused because I know you're watching Japanese, but I'm watching it thinking like, I'm a little confused too at first because Chris isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And he does help for these situations. He's amazing for these kind of moments.
Sure.
Right. So, but apparently, what Kushida is saying here is, I want a shot at Konosuke Takeshita.
Right.
I was just like, well, one of my favorite things to find out after a never open title match is to find out who the next challenger is. And I'm like, oh, I guess it's Kushida because he's going back to America after this show too.
And it's going to be at
the
Lone
American
Star Shootout in the Valley on the.
Is that a pay-per-view?
I don't know. But
don't make me pay for a never open title match, you fuckers. Like, come on.
It's in America. I don't care about it. But anyway, it's Takeshita will be there. He'll be good. That'll be a great match. But man, Kushida's going to look so small compared to Takeshita. I mean, like tiny. But after Ishimori makes the interruption, like basically he just starts talking shit with Desperado, and Desperado's music plays after he cuts like a promo. But then he stops it and he goes, "No, Kushida won. Play his music." So that was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a weird match. I'm watching this going, who's winning, who's losing here? Kushida, maybe? No, he taps out Kenta.
Yeah. Well, Kenta's leaving for Noah, so this was his last match this year for New Japan that we know of. So,
well, job him on the way out.
Yeah, man.
They're not using him, and he's a legend in Noah, so yeah, he's one.
Yeah, like we said, young blood, young fresh blood that they haven't seen before.
Dude, they love old shit. That's why they do their New Year's show in December. No, that's a joke. No, they do it New Year's Day. They do it towards the end of the year when the year is old. It was fucking funny, and there's people listening to this who are laughing. Get out of here. Next we got Driller, Maloney, David Finlay, Gato, and Gabriel Kidd. Yeah. What a team. Versus Bushi, Shingo, Takagi Shingo, Yota Tsuji, and Teton.
Fucking Teton. Teton.
I'm thinking to myself, like, there's at least one dude from the two shows that work for AEW and elsewhere that I'd like to I have on this one show, and that's Konosuke Takeshita. And then I was like, look, if there was a couple others sticking around that could make some interesting, fun things, Young Buckman, blah, 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 blah. No, we get Titan and Josh Barnett. Fucking hell. Welcome back to normal, New Japan. Thank you. We get more. All right. This is a really good start. because we've been seeing some things tonight, Andy, which is same old shit. And this match, I think they do this intentionally on purpose. Starts you off with the same old shit. And that's David Finlay versus Yota Tsuji. It's fucking awesome. But, there is that vibe to it. And my note here is, move on! Yeah, they do. Eventually we get a long sequence, which is... it's great. It's Yota Tsuji and Gabe Kidd. They kind of steal the match here in the middle because they're beating the shit out of each other. Gabe's laying stiff lariats. Yoda's fucking smiling and laying into him back. It's amazing. And the crowd is hot for it too. They're cheering for Yota, but they're also cheering for Gabe. And I think everyone's realizing the same thing at the same time that we are. Are these two gonna have a feud? And I think everyone had to simultaneously hook it up to my vein situation, because the crowd's really excited for this. Yeah. Titan, he taps out Gato to put a bit of a stank finish on this fucking match. And he also Gato had to take his crappy sliding corner fall through the ropes move too. And there's one other cool thing that happens before the end. Everyone pisses off. The next match starts.
Well, hang on 1 second. You got that lariat in the corner that he foolishly always hits and then falls out of the ring. Teton, guess who was laying down there on the ground? Selling Tsuji, and he fucking landed right on Tsuji. Like, man, fuck you, dude. Your dumb dive or whatever the hell that's supposed to be is not worth more than Tsuji. Knock it off.
Yeah, exactly. So the really cool thing is, excuse me, and I was really excited. Driller gets on the mic and says Shingo ain't shit and challenges Shingo. It might have been a little cooler for me if Shingo still had the Never title and we could never match out of it, but I don't care. I'm happy with Konosuke having that belt.
It's Shingo is like, who are you?
Yeah.
He's like, what? You talking to me, bro?
Yeah.
It's great.
I didn't know they would go there. I just thought, hey, LIJ, Bullet Club, we're just going to fight for this match. But Maloney calls him out.
Yeah.
I'm in. Give me that.
Like yeah, and if this is a way for Dan Maloney to get to heavyweight, because, I mean, that's got to happen.
If they're moving him up to heavyweight, hey, Kevin Knight.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. I like him as a junior a lot, but... he can do the Will Ospreay shit as a heavyweight, so that would be pretty cool in his own way, which would be better in a lot of ways too. But not to compare them. But yeah, I'm excited for Dan Maloney because I just feel like it's time to move on, and I want to see him in the G1, right? You know what I mean? You want to see him and Gabe Kidd tearing it up in the G1. That's
they've established that no one kicks out of the Driller Killer. So. Yeah,
Driller Killer kills people. So even if the table no sells it. So
yeah.
But so next, Luke, we have a match that exists. It is Taguchi and Taco Guy, the Zane, and it's they're gonna wrestle Hiromu and Naito. And Hiromu's like, man, I paid $10,000 for this fucking costume. I'm gonna use it one more time. So he uses it again. And Hiromu and Taguchi resume their little mini feud, which is kind of fun. But Taguchi is the best part of this match because right at the beginning, he's acting like he needs to stretch and stuff. And he's like, you go ahead and wrestle. I'm not feeling right. And he starts to run the ropes like he usually does and pulls a hammy. And then they just kick his ass forever. It's really funny. So yeah, it was a fun match. But Destino on Taguchi. Naito gets the win. Taco Guy. He didn't get on plane either, Luke. He wouldn't.
I can just imagine Taguchi backstage is like, look, guys, can I just bump tonight? That'd be great.
He just looks at them, gives them that look,
Yeah, because they've all been around New Japan for a while. It's just a shared look by now.
He did give Naito a really awesome fucking bum attack that the cameraman was right in Naito's face, and Naito was like, "What's going on?" And bam, and it hit him, and it was stiff, and it looked awesome. It looked like he was taking the fucking what's the blade or the hidden blade,
Base blade,
but it was
bum blade.
It was great.
Fucking,
that was fun.
That's amazing. That's really good. And that was your semi-main. The only reason that match was the semi-main is because LIJ tags are always in the semi-main, and it's Naito Hiromu. Zayn was, I don't know why, he got a payday, good for him. But why was this match? Anyway, let's go to the main event. The main event is Kosei Fujita. Yay! Ray Haiwa. Yay! Robbie Eagles. Yay! And Zack Sabre Jr. Woo! And Hartley Jackson's with them there. Fucking fuck yeah, cool. And they're wrestling against Rocky Romero. Yay! Yoshihashi. Yay!
Ah!
Yo. And Goto. This is your main event? I don't want these feuds.
What do you mean? Zack Sabre Jr. Goto's going to beat him at the New Beginning.
That's not a New Beginning. The guy's fucking 50. This is a fucking New Beginning if it's a goddamn Noah feud.
That's funny.
Noah's already got their fucking fantasy dream book out and seen this shit and being like, we need to create our own Goto right now for when he's 70. This shit's going to go off the hook. Not only that, I like Rocky Romero, so no offense to you, dude, but I don't want this. Dude.
Is this what's going to be? Every New Beginning show, like Road to New Beginning, is just going to be Luke going, oh my God, I had to look at, his hair.
But, like, looking back at it now, all right, is Driller moving up? All right, War Juniors are busy. Kushida's doing stuff. So is Kevin Knight doing something else now? I want to know what he's doing. Where was Kevin Knight?
He's a jet setting.
Yeah, he's jet setting.
Stop setting them jets.
Not like they can't afford him. He's
so what about this match, Luke?
Yeah, so look, there's some fun to be had here. Absolutely, there is, especially when I see all 4 members of TMDK with Yoshihashi laying on the mat and they're fucking grabbing holds, rotating, grabbing holds, rotating.
That was revenge. That was revenge for him doing the fucking war drums on Zack Sabre Jr. Disgusting.
You can't do that shit on the champ. Like, get out of here. So look, I have complaints, but it's just a personal taste thing. It's not a quality of the stuff I'm watching in the ring thing. This match is fun. It's fine. I will admit I'm kind of disengaged because this is the main event and it's New Year's Dash and I want to see what the champ's doing, and the champ's doing Goto for the next month. I'm like, oh, all right. Goto out of here. And then to rub salt into my wounds, and they do. I've got wounds, and now they're salted with lemons in them and all that stuff and other things that might make them work.
Khan? Was Greater Khan eating lemons and pouring them in the wound?
That's right. I don't go to the supermarket to buy lemons. I get imported fucking Greater Khan lemons.
Do you? It's like
pour into my wounds to complain about. Yo! It's a good, I really like the end part though with him and Robbie. Like, there's good chemistry there and stuff. Like, I like his wrestling. I just he's like, we know this already. Yeah, we know this already. All right. Yo pins Robbie Eagles. He's got a flashy little pin like Robbie Eagles does, like the kind of weird swing around and fold him like a pancake kind of pin. It's a little different because it's more one-legged than the double pancake that Robbie does. But all right. Well, as long as Fujita and Robbie retain, happy. And then at the end of the match, for some reason, Iwa and Yoshihashi are really pissed off at each other, and they chop each other to the back while people are holding them apart.
Because they're going to wrestle.
Of course, yeah. And their chests, I don't know I can't remember what quite sparked their intense hatred of each other during this match.
It's hair. It's a hair feud. Definitely. Come on, man.
See, the thing is, I want them both to lose like that. Because
I want to shave their heads.
Because I want to see what Yoshihashi looks like bald, so I can laugh.
Is that funny when somebody's bald? Is it a funny thing?
It's funny when it's Yoshihashi, and because losing your hair in a hair versus hair match. would be like him being the biggest loser because that's a big deal. Look, I'm balding too. Look at that. Show your face.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
get
allowed
to
to
be
make fun of
baldest.
baldness. My friend's a huge one.
So if you're balding and you're making fun of bald people, that makes you a self-hating bald person. So you're not helping. You're not helping. That's all I'm saying. You're not helping.
Self-deprecating. And also want Rai Iwa to get rid of that hair just so we can regrow it into something cooler because I want to like Mr. Grip.
So he loses that match, and Yoshihashi's about to do the Clippers, and Zack Sabre Jr. grabs his hand, puts it in the hole, grabs the Clippers, and goes, "No, I got this. Don't worry. I hate this shit."
Yeah, right, dude. Oh, all right, okay. All right. Forget the baller stuff. Here's what I do.
Oh,
remember
I
that?
could just forget that. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
gaslighting. I won't bring it up again. Sorry.
You remember the end of one of those seasons of Traders where the dude had to do this task, and when he came back, he had one of them fucking monk haircuts?
Yeah, that was weird, right? That's right. Yeah. He had to cut his hair like a monk for some reason.
I want that.
So some person had to get a tattoo, and they were just like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." And it's like, fair enough. Well.
But Yoshihashi with like one of those monk haircuts, would that be suitably amusing? Yeah. Even though partially balding part there, I know, but
that's something that's not someone's choice. That's like they shaved their head like that, so that's okay to make fun of them. They chose to be that way. They weren't born that way, Luke.
Well, he chose to be in a hair versus hair match, so like I've seen pictures. Get the fuck out of here. You used to have metal hair, and then your genetics decided you wanted to be a sellout.
I was born bald. Like
I was born blonde.
A lot of us are, so anyway. So what do you think, Luke? We did it. Wrestle Kingdom's over. Wrestle Dynasty, whatever the fuck that means, is over. And New Year Dash. It's just 1 year, by the way. But it's all over. How you feeling? I mean, you ready for a break? I'm ready for a break.
I'm ready for a break. When two of these shows are over, I was going to bed on the opposite spectrum of you, who's like, oh, it's still really fucking shitty in the morning. I'm going to bed. So it's like different ends of the spectrum.
We're both going to bed at the same time because I try to be on Japanese time basically for this like week, and man, it can be stressful. Today I was wondering what was going on. But yeah, man, New Japan, I think we said everything that we think about it, so we said it all. So there's nothing else to be said. This is our last episode. That's it.
Could we just do Never Realms then?
Yeah. I hope our new podcast, Never Realm. 5 listeners.
And now
and we're 2 of them.
Hey. But now we've finally got the time to do that Lucha Underground podcast we've always wanted to do.
That's true. Luke, we do have listeners that are friends of mine that only listen to the Never Realms because they don't care about New Japan. So
one of those listeners is Charity.
Nice. Yeah. And
I think the big reason for that is like I'll have a good time recording with you, and then she'll hear half the episode by me paraphrasing everything we both say anyway. I'm like, yeah, we talked about this and stuff. And she's like, she doesn't have to watch New Japan because she hears about it, and she doesn't have to listen to us talk about wrestling because she fucking hears about it. Yeah.
So it's pretty boring too, so I get it.
I did tell her though that Yota Tsuji's next feud was with Gabe Kidd. She's like, I'll watch that. So
good. Gabe Kidd, man, he's fucking on fire.
The sell for her though wasn't. She didn't see the Gabe Kidd match, so she heard me just go off on about it. But she did see that Yota Tsuji win in the title, and she loves Yota. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I didn't finish because it's that last episode. I needed to get all this last second shit in, and in game.